Well, guys, we've got the road ahead, and I don't really know how to start this, so let's just go ahead and get into it. Alright, guys, we're just going to talk about the road ahead. I've got some notes here that I want to read off. I'm not going to go through every single thing. There's a ton of important things, though. But we're going to start off with kind of the most awkward part, right? Galactic Legends seems like they're going to get a buff, quite simply. Like, some of them are literally getting a buff, but quite honestly, all of them are going to kind of get a buff, it seems like. Throughout the existence of Galactic Legends, between the community and finding competent kits and strong characters slash reworks that have happened, people have found ways to kind of kill Galactic Legends with off-meta counters. It certainly feels like that is about to be extremely nerfed, if not kind of eradicated, at least for the time being. And again, it's hard to say because we haven't really seen what these changes do, but some of the kind of failure moments that happen inside of a Galactic Legends counter, some of that stuff is going to start getting excluded because they are Galactic Legends. So just know that that's going to happen. We'll talk a little bit more about why I personally think about why they're doing this, but just know that that's going to happen. That is by far probably the hot ticket item. Reddit will probably be on fire because of it. And that is probably one of the most important things that is coming with this road ahead. So let's go on to the notes, guys, because there are some really exciting things that are coming. Okay, so as far as new units are coming, like we are getting a Piet capital ship. Now, this Piet capital ship, the requirements are pretty heavy. I'm not going to sit here and lie. However, if you are a kind of guy that is living and dying off of your fleet currency or your fleet crystal income, like you just don't really have much of a spot with Squad Arena, which I think is probably going to be more and more a factor, then potentially you need to be looking at how you can upgrade your ships. And this Piet capital ship, I think, will be the way. Of course, we haven't got a kit reveal, we haven't gotten anything, but we are long overdue for a fleet meta change. And so this cap ship might be the way that this happens. Again, the bounty hunter fleet, I've said this in my testing, it seems like the AI wants to do the right thing. It's just they never had that tie-in with a capital ship or like some of those additional bonuses that a capital ship provides. They now have that with this Piet capital ship. Just remember though that, like I said, this almost is like a Galactic Legend light requirement, so it's gonna pay. You're gonna have to pay for it. It's gonna come with some sort of investment, but if it is sort of like a Galactic Legends light, the payment is always worth the reward. So that roster bloat, all that stuff is always worth it. Again, we don't know if Piet capital ship is going to be that same way, but I would be willing to kind of, it seems like that's going to be the way that it will be. So we'll see. The next unit that we're getting, guys, is the Robo Legs Maul. Now, I predicted that this was going to happen just because in Season 7 Clone Wars TV series, Ahsoka really is, the opposite of Ahsoka is Darth Maul, right? Or not Darth Maul, but just Maul. And they kind of echoed that same sentiment. So he is going to be a Conquest character, so if you guys did not get Ahsoka, due to the fact that you're not 4 million or whatever it is for the hard node, just know that he is going to be locked kind of behind that same thing, just something for you to future plan around. He's not going to be giving any Sith tags, and he's got like a buff basically against any Kenobi characters, right? And there's what, 3 or so of them, so there's plenty of Kenobi characters, so he's going to have a buff against those guys. He's going to have a Mandalorian tag, which is very interesting as well. And like I said, he's going to be available from Conquest, just like Commander Ahsoka Tano was. Now, much like Commander Ahsoka Tano is to JMK, the next character that we're getting is the Galactic Legend Lord Vader. Right, this was kind of written on the wall. We kind of knew that this was happening, but they compared Maul to Lord Vader as Cat is to JMK, right? When JMK first released, he was pretty good. Cam was fitting in there. There were some cool things. But really, Cat was what brought him up to a level to where it was hard for people to start kind of, countering him. And so just know that that's what's going to happen with Lord Vader as well. Now, within the requirements, there seems to be some Bad Batch stuff. There seems to be some Tuskens in there, as well as some R8s already. So just remember, again, like if you're not fighting for that top squad arena spot, it might be better for you to focus resources elsewhere, like ships or something else, for right now at least. With all that said, though, the first set of requirements are already out and so they just don't get a Galactic Legend. Now, that I think is a little bit of a rash decision, but I understand it at the same time as well. Like it can be very, very cumbersome to get a Galactic Legend. So they are basically trying to push this, I think, a little bit more by making them more applicable. Now, again, if we take like the cat AI targeting thing and we take in the the changes that are happening here, I truly think that this is supposed to be sort of a squad arena thing. For those of you guys that maybe have joined within the last year, you guys have just known and heard of people kind of countering Galactic Legends with Galactic Legends, and we create these Titan squads and sometimes these Frankenstein squads in order to counter something that typically we can't counter. I think that's going away, or at least it's going to go away in the way that we know it. I think we're going back to a meta. I think Squad Arena is going back to a meta, and they're not going to say this, but it is a huge money drive for them. When you have 10 to 20 people per shard that will spend the money in order to stay in the top 10 to 20, then that's a big amount of money that they're going to get back. If you create something that people will have to spend money for to get it day one, and it still drops to 100 in your shard arena, then people tend to stop spending on it. And this has been an issue that I've talked about a lot on stream. I wasn't sure how they were going to continue to monetize this stuff if all Galactic Legends just fell down to 100, because that's what's happening, or that's what happened to me. It is what it is, right? Like, having one Galactic Legend means you can climb in today's game. I think in tomorrow's game, or whenever this Road Ahead comes out, I think that's going to change a little bit. So there was a little bit of Conquest stuff thrown out there. They basically said Conquest is going to be delayed for a little bit. They're going to try to reinvigorate it a little bit. It's going to be centered around Maul, whatever that means. You know, I don't know if it's like the disc and feats and stuff like that. But there are going to be new data discs and new consumables, and so they're going to delay it, and the subsequent, Conquest will also be kind of thrown in there with a lessened time in between. So they said that we're still going to kind of get the same amount of awards within the same time frame. So, and this is really the important piece, guys. Like, there are a lot of kits that are getting reworked. As you guys can see, like, there's a ton of stuff going on here. So make sure you guys head over there and check it out, because it's going to affect us in multiple ways, right? Although now General Skywalker isn't going to be maybe the go-to counter as far as, like with a JML and stuff like that, in order to try to reduce health on certain raid teams or whatever, his 501st team is actually kind of getting a buff. So there was some give and take. It wasn't all just nerf. It was just really like a nerf to Galactic Legends. And it certainly felt like this was like a rebalancing kind of road ahead anyways. So it should be interesting, guys. Again, I'm not going to be the kind of guy that's doom and gloom about it right now. We'll see what it feels like once it comes back out. But yeah, one of the big things obviously is you can't fracture anymore. Galactic Legends, it's basically just what they used to do with the raid bosses. So very interesting stuff, guys. If you guys have any questions or any comments or anything like that, be sure, or any notes that you feel like I missed out on, be sure to hit up the comment section down below, guys, because there is a ton to talk about with this. This is going to kind of change the game as we know it. And I don't think that that's like an exaggeration. I think that that's actually what's going to happen. So be sure to hit up the comment section down below or join the Discord, and we can talk about it, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button, share it to your guild mates so that way they can understand some of these things that are coming through. and we'll see you guys in the next one.